Hey again, welcome to Attack Release. Today we're talking about the Virt Iter Legio from Noise Engineering. It is a stereo oscillator with 3 algorithms in 6 HP. It's super simple, but it can be really raw or really pretty, depending on how you play it. I've become a big fan of Noise Engineering and own a bunch of their modules now, and I'm sure this won't be the last that I purchase, but they're just rock solid. They're usually in a small package but never feel cramped, and they do exactly what they're meant to do and then some. We're just going to make a patch from scratch here and just listen to how this sounds. So first things first, I'm going to send a pitch sequence into the Virt Iter Legio, and that's coming from Pam, so I'm going to put that into channel 1. We want to quantize. I'm going to quantize it to a minor scale. I'm going to set it to a random waveform, so it's giving us different voltages up and down. And I'm going to limit that voltage range a little bit by lowering the level here. Basically just attenuating the voltages that it's outputting. Yeah, we'll start there. I'm going to come out of our oscillator, left and right, to our filter, out of our filter, to our VCA. And I'm going to the 2 channels on the VCA separately so that I can modulate the CV on those and create some panning effects there. And I'm going to come out of those. I'm going to go into Noise Engineering's Desmodus Versio, which is going to be handling reverb and delay duties for us. And we'll leave our DV and head to our mixer. And let's hear our oscillator. Okay. So there's a raw sequence, and what's happening right now is Pamela's new workout is just sending a random waveform into the pitch input and adjusting the pitch that the oscillator is outputting, going through the rest of our chain here. What we can do, rather than just having a constant feed of random notes, is loop a section of this. So I generally just take, when I'm hearing something that I like, when I'm like, oh, that sounded great, I'll just loop right then. And I'll kind of grab the last X number of beats, they call it here. Cool. And then we can actually change. So we have our level on Pamela's, and I've talked about this in other videos, but adjusting the level on that essentially tells it the range of notes that you want it to send to an oscillator. And then offset is sort of adjusting or offsetting that range within the pitch spectrum. So, you raise the offset, it'll raise collectively that group of notes that you've told it to play. And because you have this quantized, it's going to quantize everything to a minor scale or whatever you set it to. So let's hear some sounds on this. So this is the bass, and I'm saying bass even though it's you would say bass typically in musical terms. Your instinct is to say that, but noise engineering keeps calling it bass in all its demos. So I guess I'm going to call it bass too. But the flavor and the tang knob are essentially and it changes between the three algorithms, but they're more or less, saturation, waveform, and phasing happening in different ways. There's also a stereo chorus. This is no chorus. There's a little bit of chorus. And there's a lot of chorus. Let's make this a little pluckier, so it's not just a constant drone of notes. I'm going to use the Ponce Sonorum to add an envelope. And I'm going to have the triggers for that envelope come out of Pamela's new workout, channel 2. And I'm going to speed it up quick. And I'm going to have that be Euclidean rhythm, just to make it nice and interesting. So let's do 16 steps, 9 triggers. Let's just run through the sounds of this. This is, again, our bass or bass, some chorus, this is saw X. And this algorithm is basically a super saw. And some chorus. Finally, this is harm or harmonic. Let's bring in the Desmodus Versio to pretty things up a bit here. It's sounding pretty good. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm going to take a triangle wave out of DivKid's Oct here, which is, if you're unfamiliar, it's just 8 unsynced LFOs. It's fantastic for just adding movement into a patch. And I'm going to throw that into one of the mod inputs on this filter. Give a little variation there to start bringing this to life. I think I'm going to go ahead and filter that low end out now. Pick up a different sequence here. All right, now let's modulate some flavor and some tang. So we have an unsynced. That's a little much. I'm gonna attenuate that just a little bit. Got these little passive attenuators. Take a little bit of flavor from the Oct. Let's go through our algorithms again, have a listen. Bass. Something I love to do with a switched malt is to send 2 different gate rhythms into it. One slower, one faster. So this is output 3 on PAMs. We're going to send a Euclidean rhythm to it to make it interesting. Let's do 12 steps, 9 triggers. And we're gonna make it nice and fast. And division will be times 4. So we'll call the original one our A rhythm, and our new one our B rhythm, and then we'll send that to our gate input on our Ponce Asinorum. So now our A rhythm, here's what we had. So if you can see this on the malt, this allows you to switch between an X and a Y input. So we can take our output and go from our A rhythm to our B rhythm. It's a really easy way to just add some performance stuff in a small system, especially here. You can just pop in and out of these sections. I'm going to pitch this up a little bit. Alright, let's add a bass. We're going to make sure we quantize it to our minor scale that we chose as a square wave into our other filter. I'm going to go out of our filter into channel 3 of our VCA. We go out of our VCA up to our mixer. That's cool. All right, so here I'm actually going to implement that high pass filter. So you can hear the difference here. So here's without, and our high melody has some lower stuff still in there. And then if we filter out the bottom 100 megahertz, that bass just pops through a little bit more. So right now we just have a square wave that's sending pitch to our bass. But again, I'm going to make that random, so it gives us an assortment there. And then I'm going to loop something once I like it. That's nice. Alright, so I'm going to loop that. Going to put an envelope on that. Now that we're in this world, let's play with our algorithms and see what we like. Oh, I can tell you right now, I like that tang knob giving those pings to our reverb. Let's just send an occasional ping by way of envelope to our tang. Trigger will be outlets. Output 7 from PAMs. I want that to just happen every so often and not necessarily in rhythm. So let's do division of 15, and we're going to send that into tang. Cool, but let's attenuate it a little bit. So take another one of our little attenuator guys here. Let's also give a little more modulation to our bass via oct. Because I have it run into two different VCAs, I can modulate them separately. And that'll give me some cool panning stuff happening. Even though Desmodus Versio was doing a lot of heavy lifting in that department. Yeah, that's doing nice things. Add a bunch of chorus. That's nice. So that's bass algorithm with level 2 chorus. The FSU button just does a nice little wash of reverb. That is the noise engineering Virt Iter Legio. Thank you as always for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like this format, what I could be doing better, if you have any questions about what we did here, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much.